Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Garden of Sports Fantasy Hockey Podcast. We're your hosts, Zach and Jake Gardner.
Hello, hello.
And the fantasy playoffs are rolling on, and we give you all the important players to add to help you win these crucial matchups. So with that being said, today we have surprises, storylines, injury news, Slump Busters, Ice Cold, and Scoop 'em Up for you. So without any further delay, let's jump into this week's episode.
Hell yeah, let's get it.
So surprises of the week. My first one on the list, John Carlson finished as the top D-man in my league this week. He's just been climbing up the ranks the last few weeks, kind of quietly until this week, but he's been doing great like the last couple of weeks. And he's going to once again finish very strong. This week he had 3 games played, 2 goals, 4 assists, 3 power play points. And for me, in the middle of a tight play-up matchup, he's hot at the perfect time.
Nice.
And then Gabriel Pejo on the Islanders, 4 games played, 5 goals, 1 assist, 12 shots, 11 hits. This guy is kind of just doing it all. Very well-rounded stats, and he's scoring a ton of goals. Definitely a player to watch. Definitely a guy you want to try and scoop up if you're in the playoffs. Like this is a guy that's kind of coming into his own these last couple of weeks. So we'll be talking about him a little bit later. And then another D-man, Justin Falk, 4 games played, 4 goals, 2 assists, and another guy just getting hot at the right time and having another solid year. Justin Falk, this is a guy that for a very long time has been talked about as like a budding, he's gonna be like a superstar D-man eventually. Like always had a bunch of offensive talent. And then like 5 years ago, he had a really great year. I can't remember what team he was originally on. It was I think he was Ottawa Senators, but at any rate, I can't recall what team it was. But he was always talked about as going to be the next guy, and he had a great year 1 year, and then for like 4 years after that, kind of was always very disappointing. Never really getting those scoring points again. And then last year on St. Louis, just something started clicking, and he's been a really good offensive guy for a defenseman the last year and this year. So definitely finishing as another solid season, and it's good to see that he's finally coming into his own there.
Nice.
And then Josh Norris, the young player on the current Ottawa Senators, 4 games played, 4 goals, 2 assists, 3 power play points, and 18 shots. He's really shooting the puck right now, and he's getting rewarded with some points. This is another guy to watch.
Tossing the frozen biscuit, eh?
He's putting a biscuit in the basket, eh?
Top cheddar.
And then Michael Stone, another defenseman. He's had a bunch of injuries the last couple seasons, and he hasn't played very much. He's been over his career highly thought of as an offensive defenseman, and he's playing now because he's finally coming back healthy now. But also he's getting better deployment too because there are injuries to other Calgary D-men. I think he's on like the second power play right now. He's getting an opportunity and he's running with it. If you're really looking for some deep D, this is a guy you can look at. 4 games played, 2 goals, 2 assists, 10 shots. 10 shots for a defenseman. That's pretty damn good. So this is definitely a guy to look at if you're really, in deeper leagues looking for some D. And then moving on, Alex Chaya's son, 4 games played, 3 goals, 3 assists, 3 power play points. Young forward. I don't think he's young, but he's a forward on Vancouver. 14 shots this week. Just having a really good week. Definitely a deeper league guy that you can be looking at to get you some points in a close matchup. Mm-hmm. You want to try and go for anybody scoring points like this. And then just in goalie news, Elvis Merzlikins, top goalie this week. 2 wins, 1 loss, 4 games started. He had a 91.6 save percentage, so just a great week. Wouldn't expect him to be finished as the top goalie ever. I mean, he's talented, but like this was was a hell of a week. So
Is
with
the
that,
Stone man, dude, this Stone guy,
yeah.
we'll probably just talk about him later. He just gets me excited. I don't know.
Yeah, he gets me excited too. I'm thinking about switching some things around, seeing what I can do, you know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Did you talk about, you might have talked about him last week, but Matty Joseph, Matthew?
I did
Matthew?
not. I did not.
Okay.
We can talk about that.
Well, he had that hat trick. He had a hat trick with an assist in 14 minutes on the first of April. Then the next game, 3 assists. Next game, 2 assists. Next game, 1 goal. And then yesterday was the first game he hasn't. The next game was the first game he didn't have a goal or an assist, but he still got some fantasy points. I mean, is this just a hot streak, or just do you grab it for a playoff matchup though? You know.
I would pick him up maybe if there's a good matchup is like a stream, but I don't think I would. If you have a spot that is an easy drop or something, maybe I would do it.
I mean, he's earned. I wasn't going to at first because he was only getting 14 minutes, you know. But since that hat trick, he's gone up to around 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So like he's getting increased minutes, more time. He can obviously, you know, dangle the stick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like it, and he does hit a lot, and it looks like it might be kind of a breakout. He's getting good deployment right now. I've been looking at him the last couple weeks. He's been looking good, but I've been like hesitant to talk about him because I know he's not. I don't know. I just don't know what else to say about it, but I mean, definitely in a deep league. He could be like a streaming option. I think that's like the best though. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's exactly why I haven't grabbed him, because I was like, I've never heard much about this guy. Like, I feel like this is a couple game thing, but then he definitely extended it longer than I thought. So
yeah,
and the increased minutes makes it more appetizing for sure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's Matthew Joseph. That was good stuff there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is Matthew.
I don't know if he was like a foreign spelling. Like, is he?
Yeah, I think it's like a Canadian thing or something.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm saying Matayu.
Oh, it's all good. It might be Matayu. I just assumed that's a weird way to spell Matthew, but I don't know. My brain works weird sometimes.
You're pretty good with the pronunciation.
Yeah,
especially with these hockey players.
But yeah, I'm glad that you brought him up though. I was going to ask you if you had anybody to talk about, so that was great hearing you talk biscuits. I liked that.
Yeah, dude. And I think you already talked about some other guys I was looking at, but we'll talk more in the grabs for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we'll move on to storylines, and I just really got one to kind of talk about. There's not too much going on here right now. We're just kind of trying to finish out the year. You know, we're basically just we see the light at the end of that tunnel, and we're all just trying to get there, you know, and so there's really not too, I don't want to waste time talking about fluffy story stuff, but I do want to talk about Austin Matthews because he deserves his own segment on Fantasy Hockey Podcasts right now. So I'm going to give it to him. Austin Matthews on a fucking tear over the last week. And it's pretty easy for me to talk about him because I do own him, but like I would want to be talking about him even if I didn't own him, just because of the year he's having. He could actually make history this year, at least history over the last 22 years. So so we'll talk about that. What do I mean by that? Well, Jake, do you think he's going to go over 65 goals this season? He is at 58 right now with 12 games to go.
Wow. Is he on a heater right now? Like, I haven't looked at his stats.
Yeah, he's on a heater. He's on a whole season heater.
Well, yeah, of course. I just mean like
no, he's on a goal scoring heater. I think he's got like 10 goals in his last like 2 weeks or something.
What's the schedule? Let's go over the schedule. That would be the determining.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
let's do that. Toronto schedule.
Like, how good are these goalies is what I'm concerned about. Sabres aren't good, right?
Yeah. No, they're shit.
Capitals, no.
And the goalies aren't great on the Capitals, but they have a good defense.
Senators
are shit.
Islanders
are a good defensive goalie team.
So
but he'll score one goal that game.
Yeah, and then Flyers don't have a goalie, right?
Flyers are shit.
Then Tampa Bay Lightning.
That'll be that he'll score like one goal that game.
Panthers, Carolina.
That might be an off night. He'll have like 2 assists.
It's not Carolina. What am I talking about?
That'll be an off night. He'll have like 2 assists.
Okay, Capitals again.
Maybe he'll score
Red
a couple.
Wings. Dude, this is such a nice schedule for him.
I think
Bruins.
Dude, I think the real question is he going to hit 70 goals?
That's a lot to score. I think 65 is more doable.
65. So if he gets to 65, he would tie the Alexander Ovechkin for the most goals in a season in the 21st century. So ever since 2000, Alex Ovechkin's been the only guy to hit over 60 goals. He had 65 in 2007-2008 season. No one's come within 10 of that. I think the highest goals scored besides that is like it's in the mid 50s. So Austin Matthews is approaching like territory that like one of the best to ever do it is doing. It did, you know. So if he gets 66,
go ahead.
If he gets 66 goals, I think he definitely is going to get the Hart Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
I just think you'd have to give it to him for doing something that no one's come close to since Ovechkin, when Ovechkin was like young and in his prime.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe, not to segue to Ovechkin, just to believe that like he was top tier in 07-08 and still top tier like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ovechkin had a couple years after that where he was always dealing with a lot of injuries and would miss some games and stuff, and so like he had a couple years like right after that, like in 08-09 and 09-10, where he definitely could have gotten to 60 again, but like he just had some injuries and stuff, and he was always basically scoring 40 to 50 goals every fucking year. It's really insane. There's even you know, back in the 80s, players wouldn't have that, like have a 10-year streak of 40 plus goals. Like that's insane.
So what's the all-time record?
All-time record for a season? Ever? That's Gretzky. He did it a couple times, but I think the most is 92.
Whoa.
Gretzky did in one of his
Are you kidding me?
Fucking insane years. Yeah, one of the years that one of the many years that that Wayne Gretzky scored over 200 points for a whole season. He scored 92 goals.
Oh my god.
That's never gonna get touched.
I wouldn't say that. It's just
I don't think anybody's ever. I think Ovechkin.
Not anyone in the league right now, but future guy.
Well, even back then, and no one came close.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like it has to be the next face of the league.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anybody. It's not anybody right now.
Maybe when they make the goals like a foot taller or something.
That's insane. Anyway, yeah, Matthews can definitely break 65. I'm hoping I can bet that on DraftKings.
I think you might be able to right now. I think that is over under the over under. Yeah, I think it is a special.
I would put $5 on that for fun.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, I don't think it gives you. I don't think right now it's going to give you great odds like it did at the beginning of the year, but you could definitely win some money still on it.
Yeah, I'll go look at the odds. But yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, it's nice to see, more American players coming into this game and being relevant.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. I mean, because the Hart Trophy, you're kind of thinking every year that it's McDavid's trophy to lose. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a situation where you could say, like, listen, McDavid's going to win, like, probably six more of these over his career. Let's give it to the guy that is on doing something that might never happen again for another 10, 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that definitely should be rewarded. And if he gets to 65, I think if he gets to 65, they'd think about it because that's tying the record. If he gets to 66, I think they give it to him. And it's definitely will be his award.
Give him the MVP?
Yeah, the Hart Trophy.
You think he could still beat wait, what's the guy's name?
McDavid.
Why?
He's not going to pass him. He's not going to pass him in points, but I think if he does get the 66 goals, I think that would get him the Hart Trophy. I think they would have to give it to him then because there might not ever be it might not be a guy. Austin Matthews might never get close to 65 goals again the rest of his career. There might not be a guy that get that. That's just we're seeing something kind of crazy that doesn't often happen.
Yeah, dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
happy to see it, bro, and happy that you have a keeper for 10 years. That's awesome.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad that the year we finally decided to do keepers, I was able to get Austin Matthews in the third round.
Yeah, first or second best player in the league for long term. He's young, right?
Yeah, he's like 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I might have him for his whole career if we decide to keep doing keeper leagues. So.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about implementing it. I think having a small amount of keepers is fair. I think when you get to full team keepers and you have to play so say if you had a keeper league and you have a pretty bad team and it's all keepers, I mean, it would take you 10 years to recover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless people are willing to make fair trades with you and not take advantage of you, and plus you have to always draft well, perfectly.
That's why our league, we have 12 people in it, but there's probably, 6 of us that actually try really hard, and actually really care about it,
Yeah. I think
so
4 to 8 keepers. No, 4 to 6 keepers is fair.
Yeah, that's why
in any sport.
I really want to do a dynasty league, but I just don't know. I don't know enough people that would want to do a dynasty league that would actually enjoy it.
Yeah, we'd probably have to find more hardcore fans like us on the internet.
Yeah, we'd definitely have to do that.
Different forums and stuff. Yeah, but all the openings. So if there's a league that's already keepers, I see guys post about this all the time, and in NHL or fantasy football,
even baseball, I'm seeing it too.
They'll post oh, join this. This team is now vacant, and it's a crappy team.
This team's now vacant.
Yeah, $100 buy-in.
$100 buy-in.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
I totally want to play with people I don't know with a shitty keeper league team.
Your best player is Anthony Cirelli.
Yeah, no, I saw one in baseball, and it was it had Robbie Ray, which he won the Cy Young, but that's not.
Yeah.
It's not long-term hold player. I mean, that's a couple year, probably.
Yeah, I see a bunch of goofy ones for baseball too, where it's this
really
team,
bad.
This owner hasn't been trying the last couple of years. Here's his roster.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah. I see the lineup. God.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's get to those injuries, bro.
Yeah, let's get to those injuries. Everybody's favorite segment right here.
Yeah, for sure.
So Ryan Getzlaf. Oh, this is another storyline I guess we can talk about real quick, since he's the first guy I see in injuries. Reminded me of a quick storyline. Ryan Getzlaf's going to retire at the end of the season. He's played in the league 17 years, won a Stanley Cup. End of an era. Just I guess those injuries are piling up. He started off, if you remember, Jake, he was the number one center for the first month of the season. He was on a fucking tear, if you remember that. At the beginning.
Who was it?
Ryan Getzlaf.
Yeah.
On the Ducks. He was great to start the year, then he got a concussion or something. And he missed,
the whole team, dude, was
yeah, the whole team was the best team in the NHL for the first month. And
they had that secret stuff.
Yeah, he was looking like he did 5 years ago, but alas, it's the end of an era in Anaheim, and a great player, a future Hall of Famer, is going to retire, and it's just another one bites the dust. The world keeps spinning. But I just, Ryan Getzlaf's a hell of a player, hell of a captain, hell of a center. Just a lot of, had a wonderful career, so it's going to be sad to see him go, but, it happens. So, but he's day to day, not playing. Maybe those injuries have something to do with that decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and like you probably, it's another sport. It's not probably as bad as football, but you still get concussions that aren't talked about.
If it's not as bad as football, it's very close to football. I mean,
yeah, and I know especially in football, they keep a lot of concussions hush hush if they're not severe.
Yeah, they definitely do. They do that in
I'm
hockey
sure
too.
in NHL they do it because NHL is more like a tough guy league, It's you're like, oh yeah, I'm fine, coach. Like,
and it's partly the play. I mean, it's the players definitely in hockey are just like that, where they want to keep it under wraps. So I'm not sure it's like an NHL thing trying to keep everybody quiet. That's just how kind of hockey players are.
Yeah,
but definitely something concerning for sure. Those concussions you just get them so often in the NHL. You're getting slammed into the ice, slammed into the boards. It's just so easy to get them. Arizona Coyotes, Jacob Chikrin, out. He's still out, trying to return from that injury. Boston Bruins, David Pastrnak and Hampus Lindholm, both out. David Pastrnak, undisclosed, is going to remain sidelined for Sunday's game in Washington. Hampus Lindholm out with the lower body injury, not in the lineup Sunday. So I don't know what's going on with those two guys. Calgary Flames, Eric Goodbranson, and Oliver Kylington. So these are the two guys that I was mentioning, given that are out. Goodbranson mainly but Kylington too. These two guys being out is giving Michael Stone that second line ice time spot. So that's why Michael Stone is kind of a nice looking deep ad right now. So, but Eric Goodbranson, undisclosed, is going to miss a second straight game Saturday versus the Kraken. Carolina Hurricanes, Brendan Smith, day to day. He left Friday's game versus the Islanders in the third period, did not return.
Okay.
Minnesota Wild, Matt Dumba and Matt Boldy, both day to day. Montreal Canadiens, Jonathan Drouin, injured reserve, underwent wrist surgery. Okay, so he's not going to be back till next year. Jonathan Drouin and that fucking wrist, man. It's like 3 years in a row, the fucking wrist.
The same one?
What's he doing? Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's like...
not drinking enough milk, I'll tell you
that. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe he's on like a vegan diet and he's got weak bones.
Yeah, I don't know. Or he's polishing the one-eyed gopher too much. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. There's always guys that once they break down in one area the first time, it just never fully comes back.
Yeah. Ottawa Senators, Tim Stützle, out.
Okay.
Yeah, so that looks about...
Really?
Tampa Bay Lightning, Ryan McDonough, day to day.
Okay. Very nice.
Vegas Golden Knights, Laurent Brossoit, backup goalie. Looks like he's going to be out the rest of the season.
Oh my gosh.
Washington Capitals, Connor Sherry, day to day. Winnipeg Jets, Blake Wheeler, day to day. So got to be watching that if you're a Wheeler owner. What did you say, bro, about?
I was just looking at your team and admiring it. We could talk about that later.
Oh, did you see the move I just made?
No, I didn't even see a move. I was just looking at Matthews and then some other guys. You added Michael. Oh, you got the stone. You got the stoner. Wow.
Yeah, you talked me into it.
I mean, so. I was pretty convinced just looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's And you can have a quick hook with him too if he goes cold. But,
for sure. Keep
but
going. You
yeah,
get more
so
injuries? Yeah.
that's the injury news, everybody. Everybody's favorite segment where we talk about injuries.
Totally.
But it's good to see that there's not a ton of them and there's no more COVID stuff that hasn't been happening for a while. So it's just kind of back to normal. It's almost feels like.
Totally.
So with that, we'll break into Slump Busters here. Started off with Zach Werenski. He missed 3 games with an injury, so this is like a half Slump Buster because he was doing pretty decent before the injury, but I missed 3 games. And you never know how they're going to do when they come back from an injury, if they're going to pick up where they left off. But he's been doing great since he came back. He's got 5 points in his last 4 games played since returning. And then Mackenzie Wieger. So Mackenzie Wieger, he goes on pointless streaks. It's a very common thing, but he's still a very valuable defenseman because he gets a ton of hits still.
Yeah.
So,
he's like a top 10 defenseman.
Yeah, he's a top 10 defenseman, but he doesn't have a ton of points compared to like other guys in that defenseman in that area because this guy hits so fucking much. So, just because he's on Slump Busters and he had a 10 plus game pointless streak, but that is normally bad, but it's not so bad with Mackenzie Wieger, but he has 6 points in his last 5 games. So, I mean, when he scores points, that makes him, like, OP, almost. And then Oliver Ekman-Larsson, he had a 7-plus game pointless streak, but he has 7 points in his last 8 games, so he's looking good. And then Andrew Mangiapane, he had 2 points in 12 games, but he's got 3 in his last 3, putting the biscuit in the basket, as they say.
Yes.
And then Vinny Trocheck, 5-game pointless streak, scored a goal last night, so, got off the schneid.
Schneid.
And then Shea Theodore, this dude's been ice cold, had 1 point in 9-plus games. He has scored 5 in his last 6, so he's looking a little better. So you love to see it.
I need him to... Wait, I don't have him this year.
You don't have him this year?
I had him last year. My bad.
Yeah. Max has him.
He was nice. He was nice to have. Yeah.
Last year for his breakout. Yeah, he's not so nice to have this season.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to Ice Cold, and these guys are the iciest of the colds. Quinn Hughes, 2 points in his last 7 games. I like Quinn Hughes a lot. He's not helping me right now though. He is pretty booty cheeks. So like lately, I have other guys carrying me, but like this guy was like one of my first picks this season. I was kind of expecting him to, cement himself as one of those upper echelon D-men, and I don't even know if I don't think I'm going to keep him. I don't think I'm going to keep him again this year.
Oh, you kept him. Yeah, you did keep him. Okay.
No, I didn't keep him. I got him back on my team. Luckily, I didn't keep him from last year though.
Gotcha. So you redrafted.
Yeah, so I might redraft him again, dude, because I got other defensemen doing better. Like I'm thinking about keeping Carlson again and keeping Seth Jones, and
I think you got to keep Evander Kane.
I don't know, man, because I want to keep Kyle Connor and Austin Matthews.
Oh, and you have Philippe, dude. This
and Philip Forsberg, man, too. Like I don't know. Yeah. I want to have like 8 keepers.
It's pronounced Philippe.
Oh, Philippe. Okay, yeah, with that mustache.
Yeah, you got to say it like that no matter what.
Philippe Forsberg.
Wow, that should be one of our sound effects for sure.
Yes, I'm all about it.
I gotta get that plugin installed here.
but yeah, Quinn Hughes though, man, he has these months, like random months, like 2 months, 3 months of the year where he goes off, but then he's like cold. Like this guy can go cold, and it'll take him a while. But I don't know if I don't know if it's a him thing. I don't know if it's a Quinn Hughes thing or if it's a Vancouver Canucks thing, though. I mean, they're a pretty shit. They're a pretty dog shit team.
Definitely isn't one of your top 4 guys.
Yeah, so I might have to just
keep him. Yeah.
Hope I can get him back on my team again next year when we draft. Because John Carlson, I got to keep that. He's still not slowing down, so.
Yeah, he finally went off.
Yeah, and then Seth Jones, I'm thinking about keeping too, but I don't know. I might not even keep him. I don't know.
Damn, really?
But yeah, moving on though. I don't want to keep talking about my guys.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
Yani Gourd, 2 points in his last 6 games. Yikes. But I mean, it's the Kraken. The Kraken kind of suck, so to be expected. But he's one of their best players, so it's weird to see him still go cold like that. I mean, normally even guys on bad teams score points. So, and Blake Coleman, fuck, 2 points in his last 14 games. This guy's fucking cold. Might be the coldest on this list. I think he is. And then Anders Lee, 1 point in his last 6 games. TJ Oshie, 1 point in his last 5. This guy's been kind of cold for like the whole season. And then Miro Hayskin, kind of disappointing this year as well. He's even worse than Quinn Hughes with the disappointment. Miro Hayskin, everybody talks about is like, oh, this guy's such a talented young defenseman. I have not seen it yet. I've been hearing this talk for like 4 years. Miro Hayskin, though, 2 points in his last 7 games. So that's your ice cold players, and hopefully you don't own any of these guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll move on to everybody's favorite segment, Scoop them up.
Yeah, before you start,
yeah.
Is this in order of how you would grab them? Or
no,
if they were available? Okay.
So the first four are in order of how I would grab them in deep leagues.
Yeah.
And then after the first 4, the next 6 are guys that just should be owned. If they're not in your league, you need to go check if they're available.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because these the last 6 are the most added players in ESPN over the last week. So, but these are guys that were already owned in our league because we're a very competitive league.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
so if you're in like a deep league like me and everybody's competitive and you're looking for guys, start with Jean Gabriel Pejo. He's only 67% owned, so even in a competitive league, he might still be out there on the waiver wire. Go check, see if he's available. He's putting up some points right now. You definitely want to get him if you can. Even for just a short-term stream, I mean, that's what we're looking at. This is playoff matchups. You're looking to pick up anything scoring right now and dropping anything that's not. Jean Gabriel Pejo should definitely be owned right now. He's got, like we said at the beginning of the episode, he's got 5 goals, 1 assist in his last 4 games, 12 shots, 11 hits. He's doing it all. He deserves to be on your roster. For sure, he's going to help you get some wins maybe. And then Alex Chaya, like we talked about him in the beginning of the episode as well. 4 games played, 3 goals, 3 assists, 3 power play points, and 14 shots. This guy's crushing it right now. He's just doing so well in all these categories. You need to go get him.
For sure.
Alex Chaya. And then Michael Stone, defenseman on Calgary Flames. Need to get this guy too.
Do you have Chieson? Is he not even available?
I think Jason's available. You can get him.
I know Pego's owned, Stone's owned, but you just grabbed him.
You can get Chieson. He's available, I'm pretty sure.
Is this guy supposed to be good, or is this just a little hot streak?
He's not supposed to be good, but he's doing really good right now.
Okay. So you wouldn't put the Matthew over?
I would maybe do Matthew Joseph. I might pick him up for just a stream, though. I don't think I'd hold him, but yeah. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But Michael Stone, though, 4 games played, 2 goals, 2 assists, 10 shots. He's looking great out there, man. I would definitely want to be getting Michael Stone if you're really looking for some deep D.
For sure.
And then Jake Debrusk, forward on Boston, 10 points in his last 7 games. Very quietly looking pretty good.
This was my top grab, and I wanted to talk to you about if this is legit. Because I was actually going to grab him today, I think.
Yeah, I would.
But
maybe.
I didn't because of the minutes, man.
Yeah, I mean the minutes. That's the thing. And then Jake Debrusk too. I've never been a fan of his, and I just know that he's like such a hot and cold guy. But he's been like a guy that's been doing pretty good the last like 2 weeks. So I think at this point, just pick him up. He's on a good line, obviously. Get him before he's gone. somebody
Why aren't
else
they
will take him.
increasing his minutes then?
Because he's just not on a power play. That's all. But he's on a good line though, good regular line on that second line. He's playing with some good players. So and they're just doing well 5-on-5. So
Gotcha.
sometimes it's it's nice to get a guy that's on a power play. But at this point in the year, just get anybody who's scoring points.
Yeah. Okay.
But definitely, if you want to grab Jake Debrusk, I think that would be a good move. Especially, you said that you're in a close matchup too. You want to get points, so.
Yeah, I'm up by like 25, but that can be closed, in one day.
Yeah, definitely.
And I have some players I'm holding on to because they're names, but they're really cold right now. So I wanted to talk to you about that after you go through these guys.
Yeah, and then this is probably the guy that should be the number one guy for the whole Scoop 'em Up segment, Robert Thomas. He has 17 points in his last 10 games. Like, I don't know if he got into like MJ's secret stuff.
Yeah.
But he's on a fucking McDavid-esque tear over the last 10 games, almost 2 points per game. This guy's crazy. So definitely be going to pick him up. He's still only like 30% owned, dude. It's fucking insane. And he's almost a point per game guy on the whole season.
Okay.
And then Jeff Skinner. We talked about him the last couple weeks. 13 points in his last 11 games. He's on a tear. Go get him. And then also Tage Thompson. 16 points in his last 14 games on a tear. Just go get him. And then Sean Dursey, defenseman on LA Kings. He's the top power play D-man still, getting the top line, top power play because Drew Doughty's out. And he's doing great still. And then Mike Smith, finally not playing like shit over the last week, doing pretty good, doing the goalie thing. So, if you really need a goalie, go pick up. Somebody grabbed him. Who the hell was that grabbed him? But he's doing really good right now. Go pick him up. He's getting some wins. I think it was you, wasn't it?
No, it was Eric.
Oh, Eric. Yeah, that was a good move.
Made a move.
And then in a deep banger league, Tanner Jeneau, the dude fucking bangs. He's got 12 hits in his last 3 games. If you're in a banger league, you probably already own him, but if you're in like a very deep banger league, you might want to pick this guy up.
Okay. Yeah, and I have 4 players I wanted to run by you, bro.
Okay.
That I noticed might not be as good as some of the guys above, but like could also be deep league moves. Like these guys are still available on our 12 team that I'm looking at, like on my watch list. So I wanted your thoughts on Gustav Forzlein first off.
Yeah, Gustav Forzlein. I've been looking at him the last couple of weeks. I like Gustav Forzlein, but I am very deep at defenseman.
Okay.
Personally, but I do like kind of what he's doing. He's putting up decent amount of points. He's getting a lot of ice time.
Yeah, heavy minutes.
Very, very lot of minutes. He's doing. The one thing I do like is over the last week mainly, he's getting a shit ton of more shots on goal than normal. So he's like shooting the puck lately. I kind of like if you're in a deep league thinking about defensemen to pick up, this might be a good guy right now. I kind of like all the numbers that I'm seeing. This would be a guy to definitely consider adding.
Okay. Yeah, and then Victor Olofsson for the Buffalo Sabres. He is kind of just looks like he's entering a hot streak. Look at this. 6 goals in the past 7 games. So what do you think about him? He's another guy with the minutes a little lower, so it's like
lower minutes, but he's the last game he had 17. That looks like the high mark. Looks like he's averaging around like 14, 15.
Is this a young like up and comer?
This is a young up and comer. He's been on our list a couple times this season. He's got pretty decent stats. Looks like he definitely is on a hot streak right now. Definitely you could pick this guy up for a stream, but I mean they are playing Tampa Bay today, so maybe this is where. But the last 2 games he's got goals against Carolina and Florida. So I don't know.
So is this like one of those situations where it's a worse off team that's playing younger guys more, or?
It's not really because they've been doing this the whole season because this is just their team.
Okay.
But
okay. Maybe try him out. I
Yeah,
really
give him a
like.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
give him a try. See, because I think he's on the same line with Thompson and Jeff Skinner, so he's getting some points off of those two guys. So,
Okay. Nice.
yeah.
Awesome. And then I wanted to know because Dadonov just scored another goal, but I know he kind of was on a hot streak, fell off it. Would you still grab him? Like, if some of these.
I would in a deep league, especially if you're
Yeah.
just looking for some points, because I think they have a pretty good schedule coming up too, Vegas.
Okay.
But the problem is with them, man. They shift their lines around so much, and you see his ice time's pretty much the same every game. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of risk with Dadonov for sure. But if you like the matchup, like the goalie they're playing or whatever, he might be worth a stream because he can get some points still. But yeah, I just don't fully trust it.
Yeah,
he's definitely a risk.
If it wasn't playoffs, I'd probably go the younger guys that are starting to enter hot streaks. But because it's like a guy who's more established, I feel like you could, I don't know, just be a little more trusting that he'll get you some points.
Yeah.
Like he's still got something left in the tank. And then I wanted to ask you, but he's probably out of the four I'm talking about, he's probably the fourth option. And then I want to ask you about Trevor Zegras.
I like Trevor Zegras. You know, I'm a fan, so I got plenty to. I haven't looked at him in a little while though, so let me.
He's got 4 goals in the last 4 games, and his minutes are still pretty high.
Yep,
I was thinking about grabbing this guy for sure.
Yeah, looks like he's on a little streak here. I like it. I mean, I like Zegras a lot. He's been doing good the last couple games for sure. He's on a goal scoring streak. Taking a quick look, I mean, the shots are looking pretty good lately. Yeah, it's just the team around him is not that great yet, but I mean, he's playing with Troy Terry, and the two of them are kind of getting a little something going together. Maybe this will be like a line of the future, you know?
Yeah, could this be a league winner move? I feel like
possibly. I mean, yeah, he's been doing pretty good all season. Honestly, he's at 53 points in 66 games. That's not terrible at all.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're worried like, oh, I don't know. He's got good stats all around, and he gets assists. I mean, there's a lot to like there, and I think next year could be like his big breakout year. But toward the end of the year, you know, looking for a move in a deep league, I think this would be a really good move.
For sure. Okay. Yeah, and I'm asking I have all these guys on my watch list because I wanted to ask you if I should drop. I still have basically like some of the same couple players I've been asking you about for weeks, but I think I'm finally ready to drop them. Like, it's playoffs right now. I'm in a close matchup with 1 week left in the semifinals. I don't think I should just hold guys that are doing bad, you know, even though they're a good name.
Definitely, man. This is where you gotta lay, like, you know, you gotta lay your nuts there on the table, and you just gotta
exactly. So, if you pull up my team, I wanted to ask you about Anthony Cirelli first off.
Okay.
Yeah, he finally had a couple of games like a week and a half ago where he had a bunch of assists, and then he scored a goal 4 games ago, but he's doing nothing for me, man. Like, nothing. I feel like he's a drop.
This is a guy to drop, sadly. I like Cirelli a lot. He's more valuable in real life hockey than fantasy right now because he's just defensively pretty good.
Yeah.
He does a lot more for Tampa Bay than he actually does for fantasy teams right now. So, yeah.
Gotcha. I'm dropping him.
I think I would drop
right
him,
now, bro. I'm grabbing Zegras.
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
Second one.
Yep.
Troy Terry, Zegras' teammate. He did just come off like he got punched in the face and like messed up his jaw. He came back from that injury.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was doing good right before that though, so I'm like tempted to keep him because he looks like pretty decent. But
I think if you're choosing, but I wouldn't want to drop everybody. But like, I think I would keep Troy Terry.
Okay,
I think I like what he's doing.
Gotcha. And then what about Konechny, man? I feel like ever since I traded for him, he's been trash. I've just held him this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely could be dropped. It's
He just doesn't seem to be doing anything. Like,
and the team is just kind of, I think you could drop him for sure.
So if you were to drop him, which I think I will, which of all the guys above, out of like the 12 guys we talked about, would you? Well, 6 of them were like 10-team league guys that are available that aren't available in our league.
Yeah.
So out of like the 8 guys we've talked about, or 7 guys, you grabbed Stone, Pago's unavailable.
Yeah.
I just grabbed Zegras, so the grabs are out of these guys: Dadonov, Olofsson, Gustav Forzlein, Alex Chiasson.
I wouldn't do Chiasson, man. That's
and Debrusk.
I would probably do Debrusk.
Out of those 6? Okay.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't grab, I know this guy isn't on this list, but that Matthew player?
No, I wouldn't. I think Debrusk is more gonna...
So I'm thinking, okay, so you said Debrusk. What about Olofsson, just comparing them side by side?
I'd still do Debrusk over Olofsson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. All right, I might pull the trigger today, bro.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I need hot players right now.
Yeah. And plus, we need to do the rematch of the finals, so...
We'll see if I even make the finals, but I don't think I'm beating you unless... I have several guys that are just cold right now. Like, let me just tell you. Well, Troy Terry, first off. Then Pioink is just so ice cold. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's just not dependable at all. I feel like if it came down to it, if I was in a matchup with you in the second week and I'm down by like 30 points already or more, like I'd have to drop him for a hot streak guy. Adam Fox is on a little cold streak here. I feel, looks like it. I don't know, man. I just don't think I have the firepower to take you. You just made all the key moves to win your league already. Like, the biggest move was
I got weak points. But yeah, I mean, getting Evander Kane was the main thing. But like, I have weak, like the bottom of my, like the last 4 players of my forwards aren't the greatest.
You also grabbed Dobson, bro.
Yeah, Dobson. He's doing okay right now. He's kind of on a little, kind of slowed down a little bit, but yeah, doing pretty good.
I feel like the Evander Kane move, the Dobson move, and is Logan Thompson not playing anymore?
No, he's not. He helped me for a little while, but
yeah, I was gonna say that's a league winner.
Leonard's back, so I don't think Thompson's gonna be playing much anymore.
you got Spencer Knight at least. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Thompson would have put you over the top if he was still starting. Like, yeah. There's no way you're beating that as your 4th goalie.
No.
Okay. Well, maybe I'd have a shot. I just got to get through this matchup, though. I can't even look at it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a shot.
We'll see. My goalies have been pretty cold, too. Like,
yeah.
Frederick Anderson is just doing okay. Jake Ottinger slowed down. Sorokin slowed down. I don't know. It's all up in the air, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway.
Well, is that gonna do it?
Yeah, that's gonna wrap it. Hopefully, like our detailed breakdown of grabbing guys helped anybody.
Yeah, definitely. I think it did for sure. And just thank you for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. Just remember to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Get notified when we're dropping our new episodes. And go follow us on our social media. We got Facebook, facebook.com/Garden of Sports Podcast. We have Instagram, instagram.com/Garden of Sports. And we have Twitter, twitter.com/GOSPod 2021. Go give us a follow. Hell yeah. And we will see you back here for another episode next week. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.